I had the opportunity. It was actually a privilege to sit in the same chair with Togbegan, Dutor, Vanya III, and I had a one-on-one with him. Though it was not on record, I asked him certain questions that I needed answers to, and he shared some of this with me. So, because there are lots of stories on people's mind, lots of questions on people's mind. Amaro Wablomba, Hogozan Mirua, Susukata, Makpogo Malamo, Susukata Mama Bibia, Makpogo Malamo. He gave me answers to all these questions. And so just stay tuned. And Namia Chokota. Yesterday from the court, we went to his residence. So we'll go to the court first. I feel residence. I'll share that with you pretty shortly. But let's look at the newspapers first. Daily Guide newspaper, Ghana clinches $3 billion deal with IMF. Alaba po kenoforia taklo IMF dollar ko tatalata dana Daily Guide nyajojogbala. Yeo jeshidame ba Ghana wo agada dodoma kula IMF ba wa adoga homa yikanya $3 billion. Kuda nuya ma babia yibiama magada ole nya ba de Ghana hiana gaya wacho awo ngogbe yido adea. Well na adoto amayo kanya amayo nya numamie kuda ganya onwa nu da kai madamo le nya ba haya agbona miapa credit worthiness dogadango yika we ba amayo do ajo da Ghana do koma wa pe ba ababobo era la miata English yoba cushion ababobo era la miata yika nya $3 billion ya yika gbagba miapa ganya, especially in the face of inflation plot of $50 oda jeshi ba didim vivi aminya ne dollar didim ko amia didiga because dollar le ocho mi aplami. So in a sense na amayo ka do ajo premi lagbata mi aroshi mi apa expenses aroji mi apa ganya onaga agbo. Then Bagbin becoming a tyrant Muntaka Deputy Minority Leader. Minority Whip, okay. Muntaka Mubarak. And he's telling his senior NDC member that he's becoming a tyrant.
Yeah, it's all because the probe committee go form approve Oforiata for the censure motion and all those things. When the minority raised the censure motion and all those things for against Oforiata. Now, and when it was time for the voting, majority left the house. And now, back in Boglomba, as a speaker, they have to probe further. So the speaker is now forming an ad hoc committee. Why censure motion raised against Kenoforiata Mawodo? What committee man?
Is that necessary? It's clear because technically you need to test majority of all members of parliament. Not the constitution. There are cases where you need to test majority of all members of parliament present and voting. But in this case, to test majority of all members of parliament to form a quorum. And in order not to get that quorum, the majority MPs decided to walk out. That's a technical something. So that's why it's
over ad hoc committee form. The minority is saying, but it will go against them.
Against them, how?
But right now, because they raised the issue.
No. Can Oforiata leaving office? Is it going to benefit the minority in any way? Or
I don't know.
It's about Ghana and
it's about Ghana.
So which Ghana. One is going to go against them?
The speaker is now doing things on his own. He's now trying to do things on his own and all those kind of things. That he's becoming a tyrant. He doesn't want to listen to his party people. And
I think,
but the speaker is serving Ghana, not party.
Not the party. Yes, I think tyrant is too strong a word.
Yes, and he said he made it categorically, but he will never apologize for that word. He will never apologize.
No.
And at the end of the day, he says he's a whip. So, well, some way, somehow, he's a whip.
Anyway, the new publisher.
The new publisher, Boko Banku, locked up in police cells with 17-year-old son. Yes, this story came...
And the new publisher, why this picture? The man is fixing eyelash. The man has fixed eyelashes with an earring.
Yeah.
With his bleached face.
Yes.
And they decide to use this picture.
Yes. So Masoba, like Oplevia, they stabbed someone or something like that.
Allegedly, they are accused.
Yeah, they are accused.
But
so, yeah. So we let's get to the story. Okay. Brima Isaac Kamoko, aka Boko Banku, a Ghanaian professional boxer, has been remanded into police custody by an Accra Circuit Court for 1 week on the charge of abetment of crime. So he's said to have abetted with one Prosper Kwei to cause harm to one Ishmael Kwei at Bukom in the Greater Accra region. So Bukom Banku was in the dock with one Mustafa Kamoko, his son, who was also facing the charge of causing damage. So they have pleaded not guilty so far, and meanwhile, their accomplice, Prosper Kwei, a 32-year-old unemployed man who has been held in the charge of causing unlawful damage, failed to appear before the court. So let's get to Mr. Godwin Amwa, counsel of the accused person, informed the court that Prosper Kwei was at the court earlier, but told them, I think that the story line ankasa malafio, but then ogo blon ochonya do nchifia be oto nwamade omanyanko ko to ama
ochona na tomara.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So Ioko chases 100 stolen luxury cars as FBI storms Ghana, grab 10 ish. Okay, so yes, Amarofi who this luxury car, so
okay,
from US, Kokova Ghana, Alaba FBI, Ugara Ghana, Alaba Okpo Yama Ulama ha, a couple of years. Okay, so GFA threatens to sue persons who defame Black Stars. Yeah. Even yes, some about Captain Smart, or commented on air. The female sports journalist Yoka Katala, they only went there to sleep with. Excuse me, that was what he said, to sleep with the Black Star players, Nyapa players. So So GJA, the Ghana Journalists Association, he should retract those comments as soon as possible. Now GFA says he's going to sue for defamation.
If he has no evidence to support that, that's too strong away. Because journalists, young journalists, and they know them by name. Exactly. Some of them might be married. You never know. Exactly. So you can't say that to someone's wife, someone's sister, and just go scot-free. So I think Captain Smart,
So Yana extols Napo over free SHS. Okay, so that's it for.
All right. So daily graphic. Oh, okay. If you have a Yana, I don't Napo FI over free SHS.
Over free SHS.
What did he do specially to Yana? Anyway, daily graphic. 80% poultry ventures fold up. That's according to the association. Koklo nyilopa habobo goba yoba hamavio the karakaba blanya dawa. Then avoids prison. Court okays 90 million Ghana cedis restitution agreement. IMF to inject $3 billion into economy. First milestone achieved for extended credit facility. So that's it for the daily graphic.
Okay, so the Ghanaian publisher Bloomberg, Mosquito vindicates EC. Mosquito vindicates issue. Yes, Choi Kabaya, Nyao Dogo. Na Lankuda platform Adoji Plato, voices Ado Dogo. And you could see, but
you have some of those voices.
No, I didn't get it yet. Okay. But yeah, it's very easy to get actually. Very easy.
I think we are interested
in
during the course of the program.
Yes, exactly. So Mosquito, Nisaba no call G Paplamado. General Mosquito of the NDC, the secretary. So, Anyaiko, Choda Isin, Beaufiole, Akoiko, Davaile, Bla Vama, Into, no call G. You see, this, it is expected, but for this chairmanship race, you can be more like Pakla Ampo for. Evanya Odem de go. You can Jabba, Amadona de nyado da go akoko agbolo beta flache you agbolen. This politics, and you know what goes into it. So the man was saying that they believe that President Akufo-Addo didn't win the elections. Even if he did, it wasn't in the first round. These are the words of the voice.
Okay.
It wasn't in the first round. But where were the results from our side to challenge the EC? These are the words from the voice. I didn't have the voice, but these are the words from the voice.
Okay.
So we decided, General Mosquito, we decided to form a committee to do the manual collation.
Okay.
We sent people around to collect the peak sheets. Chairman Ofosu Ampofo said he would do the collation himself. So when I was going to mount the witness box, I called for the results from our people, but the results they brought were not good enough for anybody to mount the witness box with. It will lead to embarrassment, and so I decided not to go to court with that results because they were indefensible. They then suggested that we should go to Lawyer Chikata with the kind of results they brought. So Lawyer Chikata looked at the documents and returned them to us that they were not good enough, and he was not prepared to proceed with the case with such evidence. He even thought that the EC violated the electoral laws, and so the only option was to get Jim Mensah to mount the witness box to produce the information for us to proceed on that tangent.
Okay.
Okay. That was why when I was asked where my results were, I said I didn't bring my results. If I become the chairman of the party, these things won't happen. Those are the words of.
Oh, that's what he was telling a delegate.
Yes.
But
he didn't have the results. The results you go call it you open machine
Kakali, wait. I think Big Bologna systematically.
Yeah.
Nakpo Ghanaian publisher there. I just read the story they wrote there with a picture of Honorable Jean Ashiopola. Okay, Machoba Ashiopola company. With a picture of Jean Mensah, EC boss, and the Asiedu Nketia over there. And then story about Blomba. According to the newspaper, they are saying that Asiedu Nketia is saying, "Akoyi kemye that 2020 via Yomaduju. Akadoko you caught, but yona adua na akpo apono Jean Mensah banyama bablam."
Yes.
Ado English baba. They went to court to cause disaffection between the EC and the public. And if you're a public figure, you say you love Ghana. You've seen the number of demonstrations Honorable Asiedu Nketia led.
Yes.
We've seen one of the famous one. The Odo Danger, I think he partook in about 3 different demonstrations. According to him, even the NDC was supporting that demonstration, but and lots of people joined. And if you are now saying this, and there is evidence, but just to cause disaffection between Jean Mensah, look at what their intent cost Ghana. The EC. Police the rubber bullet fired. And
even on the day, but what declare?
Look at what happened.
Those things.
And it's Honorable Asiedu Nketia fair to Ghanaians? I'm just asking. Maybe this could be why. Mount
witness board, sir. He doesn't have anything to prove. That will be a he doesn't have the results.
Yeah, but he didn't come. Is he didn't come with them, or he said something?
And he said he didn't bring it. He didn't have the results.
Election,
and so they want to stand on the petitions that the EC will bring.
Could that be why they were pushing for Jean Mensah to enter the witness box?
That was why. I just read it.
So that is that
Akoko one? Yes.
Gaka you go no filing so include Jean Mensah as America will cross-examine the witness box.
So he even thought that the EC he was referring to one Joshua Akamba. I'll come down to there. He said he even thought that the EC violated the electoral laws, and so the only option was to get Jean Mensah to mount the witness box. So, to produce the information for us to proceed on that tangent.
So they didn't have anything. Why did they go to court?
They didn't have anything to go to court with.
And they made lots of their followers who voted for them.
Yeah.
And
because he said it, but we have won the election, so go out there and jubilate. He said.
And former President Mahama, based on that, President Ilifia congratulate you. Because he is also saying, because
it means mosquito is just misleading even in top party matter.
So because of the national chairmanship race, chairman chairman
you said this is what is.
But he was the chief executive officer of the party at the national level.
Yes.
So Susukate, you're also a national executive. You could have proposed Monu Yoke Miato as a party, but a Komachonu Miaton.
He can get that.
But you don't leave everything to the chairman, but but then I think Nanyabanwa Lala, Yambamia court. Judges will never know near Jipu Kamakarajiba, judges, you know, Yamaji, and on your bone, Osanya Jojoya. Ordinaga, you know, never confirm me, Bellaman and Mavava, Kafiabo Blacota, Obla Dukoya Kata. That is, if it is true, Akamaga won't going forward.
Yeah.
Name yourself, Honorable said when Kitiana Blobamania voice emo.
Yeah.
NPP Tory doctor voice Aragako. Don't be surprised when you hear something.
But that's even coming from. Oh, well, I'll not be surprised. Yes, but then that's even coming from what?
Because even at the recent election, you go Cape Coast, I have seen videos. Makarajiba video, Mopodo producer, she when the election, they are national women and youth organizer. I'm on of my Oda GPO or flyer bow, GPO for mono. And at the end of the day, they are still saying, I'm a you, Numa Woma, NPP Tow, and your plants that you do, Tamanya.
Well, Patrick, a journal, any political.
But clearly, my problem is whether they are NPP, CPP, or whatever party members. As a party, me in an election will get. Me nyaba nuyawa ajona. I mean ajola constituent Katafia NPP.
Oh yeah,
officer So going forward, the political parties or no nyaba nuyawa togbi jona, they have to put measures in place. Bana bona nanyaba like what happened in Ho, for example. You know, regional election in the main hall where the election na no GM la. If you are not a delegate, you are not a journalist. Hello, forget
about it.
Because police also surround Tapakata. Even as a journalist, you need your ID card to enter the place. So, I mean, these are some over the electoral register. Because o delegate already. Party apama chichi no nyiko ojirero, but this one over nyamashia madogo homa a cover jogota afia motro boba homa ever dakoa. I mean, political parties must pick a cue from each other because a pemo da manyama kalpa hulogo manyama kalogo and anyway.
So local ventilator undergoing clinical trial, student inventors cry for help. Yes, Ukuvio, they've made up a machine that can give you ventilation, enough ventilation in your room, and then it's undergoing some trial there. And Ghana, and then IMF reached $3 billion deal. Yes, IMF has now released. Hello, number you are Ghana to call 3 billion.
I think the Chronicle newspaper also has same stories. Infighting rules NDC. The national chairman wants to maintain his post, and at the end of the day, one of them may win. If Asedun Ketia wins, fine. If Ampofo wins, fine. But if Asedun Ketia loses, he's losing as general secretary to mean someone else is taking his post.
And so you see, but Yamalon good.
Well, delegate our baller. When you do Bajapako, you damulo. Yeah. So Napo the find up I think what I said when Ketia's voice ma
it was viral.
Without
it was viral. Yeah, NDC went to court without figures because collation system crashed.
Wow.
But Upper 5 collation system will crash. That's what he said.
I said when Ketia engages in dirty campaign, labels of Oso and Pofo and Mahama, says party misled supporters and wasted everybody's time at Supreme Court.
Yes.
Party misled supporters.
Yes. I said in Ketia could
I don't know
on it.
If I were a supporter who felt deceived or feeling deceived this morning, I will advise myself. I'm not believe people will understand it in a different way, but it's politics. If leaders are there, because demonstration you come yes, they felt cheated. Yes, because that's what their leaders told them. But Ofio, amo danger. Demonstration, look at the insults.
Because rubber bullets are hot water,
MP so never do go to parliament a match. But you know that easy. Police so never block.
Just because of this, I say.
Honorable Haruna Idrisu, never Kokoyo Yiga, easy. Police so never more you go.
The entire NDC party. And what is that?
Wow. Interesting revelation.
What is that?
Please get the audio for me.
Oh, I'll get it. I'm getting the audio is not.
I want to listen to the audio to confirm certain
Getting
things.
the audio is not any big.
Okay, so let's wrap it up with what happened at the Supreme Court yesterday. I was there.
Yeah.
I was sitting in the courtroom, and face to face, I was watching all the 5 justices that presided over the case. The justices were Amadou Tanko, Yeni Kulendi, Lovely Johnson, Agnes Doji, justices. I'm not adding the title anyway, but they're all justices. Then Mrs. Justice Gertrude Tokono, she was the presiding judge over the case. So there were 5 in number. So the ruling is that the High Court Soga Copper is not a proper forum to decide on that matter, or that court do not have jurisdiction over that matter.
Yeah.
And everything done in that court is a nullity. So the court quashed the writ of summons, statements of claim, and order of interim injunction, and all other processes before that court.
Yeah.
Actually, this is what the ruling, at least I was writing. So this is what I was able to capture. I'm sure this morning, the appellants, I'm sure they will apply to the Supreme Court to get a copy of the ruling. Okay. When I get a copy, we'll show it to the entire public.
Sure.
With permission from the appellants, if they want us to show it to the public.
Exactly.
Because mere press release are open, and we need to set things right. We need to say it as it is. So let me take what I heard, and I was able to capture. The ruling is that the High Court Soga Copper is not a proper forum to decide on that matter, or that court do not have the jurisdiction. Everything done in that court is a nullity. So the court quashed the writ of summons 1. The writ of summons. That is summons Soga Copper High Court over and they didn't go. So they quashed the writ of summons. Statement of claim. The statement of claims were 1, that no stool existed as Venya stool, or there is no stool existing as Venya stool. They should stop holding themselves as chiefs and queen mothers. And then in Anglo, not only in Anglo, they should stop holding themselves as chiefs and then queens. Then there is a third one. The statement of claims, there are 3. I'll get the third one for you quickly. Okay. Yes. So they quashed all of that, and then the third one is an interim injunction restraining them from performing the coronation concert. Yeah, you remember? Yeah, and that is the main reason why we were also sued for contempt. As well as the large and other radio stations. Yes, so the court quashed all of that. So they can now exercise their rights of going to the regional house of chiefs if they still want to pursue. The they here is referring to the respondents.
Yeah.
That is Togbi Agbashausu, Avalia Vadada of Angolos, Togbi Sri, Honorable Dana Bodakbi, and others.
Yeah.
So the Supreme Court exercised their supervisory jurisdiction. They exercised Okokwash, Odama, and which was Seshurarai.
Yeah.
So the victorious party, at the end of the day, has to be compensated. So a cost of 5,000 cedis was awarded against the respondents. So of course the respondents, Togbi Sri, the third, Abadada of Anglo, Togbi Agbashia, Wusu Valia, and Honorable Dana Bodakbi. And then the appellants, Juto Togbi Banya the third, Mama Gambu Biapo the second, and Togbi Ado the eighth of Kliko.
Yeah.
Yes, they were also there. And then there were some other chiefs who supported maybe the various parties. I feel ruling a trauma. So basically that was what happened. Now, press release had a chadim. If you can just read that press release. But the problem I have with the press release, it
wasn't signed.
Yes, it's not signed. So we stand to be corrected. I don't know if it's really coming from the cortex of because so, even actually in court, I think the people who represented were lawyer Chris Akume Senior and Akume Junior. Chris Akume Senior and then Akume Junior. They represented the respondents in court yesterday. And as a matter of fact, the second appellant, that is Togbi Jutobanya, the third of Anglo, he's the second appellant. He was even requesting for 20,000 each from the respondents. And then lawyers for the first and third appellants. The first appellant, Togbi Ado, the eighth, and the third appellant, Mama Gan Abu Ibiakbo. So these two appellants were represented by Samuel Kisi Edu Wain, Esquire, and their lawyer was requesting for 50,000 cedis each from the respondents because he said Mama has to fly from abroad to come to court yesterday, and after that she has to go back. So she needed some compensation to pay for, because she went there with some people, she left whatever she was doing and flew down here with some people, and she'll be going back with some people. So the court said, for the sake of peace, because peace in Anglo is very, very important to them, and it rests on their shoulders as justices. But Yokbo Boba Mutifafa le Ghana, Mutifafa le Anglo, ta ga manya yenyen mo katang. So justice the car. I think that should be Justice Agnes Dodgy. Yes, one of the justices to Lovely Johnson. I think all of them, they spoke about peace. But the 50,000 that the lawyer was requesting for Yoma Grant to go, since it's the same case, what Juto requested, Juto Togibanya, the 20,000, your anyway 5,000 cedis each. And Masiba Togbi Nanagawa Afile Nimo Nawa Hafama. So they will file at the courts for them to be served. So they can pay the 5,000 cedis on Tonya Christmas and Ghana. So that's basically what happened in court yesterday, and it was now, okay, you read there.
Yeah, so this one says a press release in the matter of the Rep versus High Court Sogakope ex parte Togbi Ado, the 8th, and others versus Togbi Sri, the 3rd, and others 15. Okay, J5/72/2022. So today, the 13th day of December 2022, at the Supreme Court, His Lordships ruled as follows. The Supreme Court has granted all the orders sought by the applicants, namely, 1, to quash all processes filed by the High Court and any others made by the Trial High Court Sogakope. 2, to prohibit the High Court Sogakope and any other High Court from assuming jurisdiction in the matter because it is a cause of matter affecting chieftaincy. 3. Any other orders the Honorable Supreme Court deems fit. So, however, the Supreme Court refers to the applicants to the Anglo Traditional Council to determine or resolve the stool matter, because by custom it is only the Anglo Traditional Council that can determine existence or otherwise of a stool and all other related chieftaincy issues. It therefore means that defendants / applicants must go back to Anglo Traditional Council to validate their legitimacy or otherwise. Again, the Supreme Court did not give any legitimacy to the applicants. Thanks. So this released by lawyer Geshin Kwekugunu, solicitor for the plaintiff / respondents.
Right. So, I think there is also one part which the lawyer didn't add, the cost awarded against them. He didn't add that one to the press release. And then, apart from that, the appellant invoked the Supreme Court on Order 61 of CI 16 as amended as CI 24. That's the Supreme Court rules. But was that is their supervisory powers over all other courts. So they've been going to court for some time. Ruling So at the end of the day, the court said there was nothing to prohibit because what the Soga Copper High Court did was a nullity, so there was nothing to prohibit. So so in the Soga Copper High Court, know that they didn't have jurisdiction over the matter. No, there is a clause in the 1992 Constitution which says that Nanyaba judge you can't hold her liable. Yes, so Nanyaba Vodada. So even at the Supreme Court yesterday, okay, you were not there. So Nanel Summer, we have obiter dictum, incidental statements. And incidental statements are though you can judge so on, they are not necessarily part of the ruling. Get this clear. Obiter dictum, they are incidental statements, and they are not necessarily part. Your ruling of Wale judge or during the course of passing the statement. So even yesterday in court, the justices referred them to Section 76 of the Chieftaincy Act. Okay, and then as part of the obiter dictum, you can incidental statement. Justice Tokono was even saying the respondents went to give the High Court trouble. This is an incidental. This is not part of the ruling, but it's an incidental state. So they went to give the High Court trouble, and they even asked the lawyers for the respondents. Didn't they know that the High Court lacked jurisdiction over that matter? This issue is a matter involving the paramountcy. And now, I have the Chieftaincy Act with me here. I think we need to find time and digest this issue very well. So now the Chieftaincy Act, as they refer to Section 76, but allow what the Regional House of Chiefs does. If the chieftaincy matter involves the paramountcy, it can only begin at the Regional House of Chiefs. Yes. For those of you watching us on YouTube, Sandcitytv, or Facebook, that's a video I took at the Supreme Court yesterday when they were singing the Anglo State Anthem. So the appellant, so you can see the line, some other people too over there. Yes, so that's Mamaga in the green, Slit and Kaba. Yes, that's Togby standing tall in the seat up there. Yeah, so na akwe jeshiba this matter Mofonupla Sanyaladoa no Jagoma Ajabo Jagoma the Regional House of Chiefs, because yesterday the justices were even asking relief you kabiamula la kota bananyaba jiara lio yoba vanyajia. They as justices wouldn't know.
I think this Togby Agbali.
Okay.
The one here, Togby Agbali. I know him very well.
So they wouldn't know. So it's only the elders or the traditional councils that can tell whether there is something like that. Okay. So if the justice says it's only the traditional councils that can tell, and the traditional council, that's Anglo Traditional Council, Amakbaganto, Afuma, they are interested parties. You know, Togbisri is there as the paramount chief. Abadada is there, and Fiabubu Adonholama. And you know the Anglo Traditional Council is a statutory body. So this matter, it has to start at the regional house. The regional house of chief are here information are there. Maybe
the traditional council.
So I'm surprised that the press release from the lawyer is saying the Supreme Court referred them to the Anglo Traditional. No, there was no referral. I think the comment, like I said, the comment the justice passed was obiter dictum. That's an incidental statement. Yes. There were lots of comments there. Some were per courier doctrine. That's the lack legal backing, like Enyakunya, some were ratio descendi, which was rationale behind the decision. If you're not ruling a ratio descendi. Now, if they were referred, Kakali, in administrative law, there is something called nemo judes cosa.
A yoga.
Nemo jude in cosa sua or something like that. It's an administrative law. Nemo judex in cosa sua, which means no one can be made a judge in his own case. That is one of the underlying principles of natural justice. There are two actually. One is, if you are going to pass a judgment or take a decision that will affect somebody, hear from the person too before you take the decision. And the other one is you can't be judged over your own case. So, they are members of the Anglo Traditional Council. And to me, the Supreme Court cannot refer them to go and be judges over their own case. I mean, the principle of natural justice, nemo judes in cosa sua, or nemo jude in casa sua, or whatever. Mr. Rosello, nemo, I'll say it right, nemo judex in cosa sua. You can't be made a judge in your own case. Yes, so going forward, Kakali, Makariji Banuma but waiting Musa no go see forget. What is more important is Anglo must move forward.
Yes.
Anglo na yingo. Menya make duji, make maduju. But the truth remains the truth. And how do we move forward? Yes. So when I was asking Togby yesterday why he didn't take part in the Just Ended Festival, he said he took advice from his lawyers, and he himself, they advised us since the case is in court, they decided to step back a little. But now, he is Duto Togbiga Ubanya the third, and Mama is Mamaga Abubiakpo the second. They have the authority. In the coming days, we should expect some restructurings. Of course, even at the Anglo Traditional Council, the Anglo Hobocho Choza is owned by Vanya. Vanya Pazai. Togbi Vanya. So it's supposed to bring development to the people. So he is Duto. He owns the festival. Going forward, we'll see something good. These were the words of Togbi.
Okay. More interesting times ahead.
Sure. Anyway, so 05031182225 and 0544930007.
And don't forget, the audio is downloading.
I said don't get yes.
Exactly.
Okay. So during the course of the program.
Yeah. Let's
hear you. Good morning.
Good morning, Honorable Speaker.
General, good morning.
I'm a Nigeria. Mangomre nguru kakalisi odegbo mangomre nguru
nke magao
otocho ga ko foko lople bulu have na mi o
ko gbogbo vero ko epongu agomari
oh general magao
to maga mo so gbogbo
general magao
ayo ani ko majima gbogbo yebedi mi kata mi ko verse pancle ya no vivre bien ko fi basé. Ya matuma polo. Ya matuma po. Na maradoma. Ni Jojo mba maji banyago. Akama je magbono kofi base. Pia ba mauli pli. Na dojire mawu. Honorable Speaker, I don't mean Gladly Omjang to bring Costa me Chongwa. Nanya Madaha, the Kunya is the Sugar Coffee High Court. Manya so, Yega Hamel shoe. Honorable Speaker, Ka and Yamatina Nama. A man, my calibus, some attention. Don't you know my body? I'm a lama shoe.
Well,
your time should bring Kotu.
Liga.
So Daramajia, Matina Namo, Honorable Speaker.
Ni join ba Liga e Ligado yo manya gafa machima no mano. Garo yo manya woni ba ujena na hwea dama na nama. Na manya ba ya ton appeal court na nama sometimes rokona accept ga dama ko hanu fura no.
Anya nyema donela we am go ganya yebere. Kamala shio. Manya sorry. Ata you lawyer go kakana galasho. Ye na ko lawyer. Lawyer ta advice but kamara pa.
Okay.
Mabrila mo ajibere. Ikashi court ni ngula. Bigbo mai. Aka plum dia. The right opportunity not traditional council. To government ya government to Darwa Maru hit a problem for Mala, not the prayer. Go give a to Jackman. Macbombery. Yeah, you don't be was the right time. On woman, at this Casamia, peace lava. Avo, if I am to be when I'm talking. What the ruling theatre? Answer Galan already, Tigagan Tagala. But cuckoo. But the cuckoo, but she told me when I'm a Batonia, you really kill him. I knew when you have a shell, go Batori, no way, or smoke peace price, 5 Alaba, a Dramana fa, Yano, much money, Dadu Baba, talking and Yano of him.
Right. Good morning.
Patrick.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we do. But majority leader,
okay.
Abu Patrick, Yahama ko, a cockpera for your Kodu Babatong. Ye, Babatong, Newton Yafu, Yano, Koshi. The neighbor, the legend. The home how New York, Mimano. Yeah, and the Sarunia. Offer Gamina Gamanito. Ya do jirama unko abanu chani ke joremia jania ku plaster
right akpa
anya akpa ma sese Patrick ma iraji dana gbogbom arore ni gbogbom ndia ba honorable afiedin katia anya re broma
me voice afoga mi asa so
anya akwe mi godu kwa ya ma o kata o chati tre ma ha tofi ya akun kakamo kata mi aza popo de duaro kwale o hamira magbe kakabana bro dia fon gogo mai ya ko chati tiraba nyaun tuwe won ape kakabugu nye za supreme court ni buiba dano e na record atu no buiba dano kana ni kejo oba gbe ya fe yi na ma free na ka chati tiraba no da kona e nka ogbo na national level yo pe tema na nkejo ga enye secretary enye administrator ma ti na wojo Papa munye do, nuva no fujo, oba nkejo. Yeji sababan diare nyamamu.
Ojinafa, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah.
Oko bati ko yo ko rasale ngora kama.
Okay.
Macho bon ko pa mado bal fo na ku baza. Ba apa jinafa. Ajora nya ha jora ginya ko. Taro ko mo sastan de anodomia awonu shian Baba Gandhi plus rock for Makata. Patrick Mayirafi. Dukoya Tulau, Dukoya Balau, led Bama, Alabama Shavana Dekishi. Not for MPP never ACG, allo MPP, more for the Beruki Mobanaba, Yunya Mani, Yunya Majaji, Union Chifafamo, Alabama, Allo Unyabe, Kutada, Atava Mashama for Mojic by the Shabba Bautube, Tamifuna de Bamau. Mayo no do kafu ya do union to union tifafamu union mafafa you wala ofa anu wona wonye hayawo do kwaya gbalawa Agbala ba mashama na deje she ba dukwa agbala onye NDC ba dukwa ha aflaki NDC dukwa ha onye dukwa ya agbala wa do duama onye ba o dako yimi nya ba obireji kemi na shi mo npo a ye ga togbo egbe dagbu le dukwa ya ni nya ba yo modu ji o ka kemi ga mo ko ikote na yo tejure nya ba yo do wo mu to halo yo eduji ye egbe dagbu le dukwa ya na ya fiaro nye fifi la fiaro mama aleba okura kwa ida sagboy only akpa ida sagboy afo mu kata ogbo la koti mo ya wana wa kafa na duko NDC amagara si jaga me fu yonya alaji wu ko kokodo aduko ha fa si va fi je amagara ya ngaga be NDC duko ha ma ya duko ha o ya ko duko ya ko ida ngogbe.
Right, akpa nkaka na nyono ha okoro gamadamia gada ndia pa la masafa nya jojoji gaka mima gavon na mi trogbo la mi kapogbo puga na mi na la masafa nya jojo va yivoa mi kapogbo puga na mi ala ba ma asemi osusu akuda nya jojo yo no tafla che mi cheka magagbo agbo yakola sinya anyway. So, mia asabu dodo acho magbeda wana mi trogba nya jojo wado mi agbo.
Blonya nami lo, blonya nami. Lamasa